India and China, after years of strain and tensions, appear to be gently moving toward a period of renewed stability and cautious cooperation. This shift has unfolded rapidly, anchored by the recent high-stakes meeting between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in New Delhi. Though the term, steady progress, now echoes in diplomatic corridors, the road to reconciliation remains narrow, winding across borders fraught with historical mistrust, strategic maneuvering, and shifting global alignments. The backdrop to this evolution is unmistakably geopolitical. United States President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff regime has rattled the global economic order, placing both India and China under increased pressure to safeguard their interests. Tariffs targeting Indian exports and stringent restrictions on Russian oil imports have nudged Indian policymakers to recalibrate their international partnerships. Against this backdrop, deeper engagement with China appears less a concession than a practical hedge. Both nations seem intent on mitigating economic fallout through collaboration, rather than confrontation. At the center of this recalibration was Wang Yi's visit to Delhi on August 18–19. His discussions with PM Modi sparked a flurry of diplomatic momentum. The meeting with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval set the tone for a series of confidence-building gestures: resumption of direct flights, streamlined visas for journalists, easing of trade barriers, and the revival of cultural and people-to-people exchanges. These were not idle formalities but strategic gestures carrying tangible implications. One of the more striking developments was China's pledge to address strategic supply vulnerabilities for India, especially in areas like rare earth elements, fertilizers, and tunnel boring machinery. These resources and technologies are vital for India's infrastructure ambitions and its industrial upgrade. Although details remain sparse on whether India will receive expedited access, the gesture itself signals a thaw in economic friction. The diplomatic choreography extends beyond bilateral gestures. Modi formally accepted Xi Jinping's invitation to attend the upcoming Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) Summit in Tianjin, the first visit to China by the Indian PM in 7 years. This not only marks a symbolic opening of the diplomatic window but also places India firmly within a multilateral geopolitical framework that includes Russia, Pakistan, and other Eurasian actors. Furthermore, India and China have taken steps to support each other's leadership in the BRICS forum, Indians backing China's summit bid in 2026, and vice versa in 2027. This mutual reinforcement offers a glimpse into a deeper embrace, one that could shape the contours of global governance in the coming decade. Still, while momentum builds, the fissures beneath remain evident. The unresolved border disputes, including the lingering effects of the clashes in Galwan in 2020, continue to shape strategic calculations. And broader geopolitical currents, China's strategic partnership with Pakistan, India's long-standing support for Tibetan autonomy, and divergent visions for regional order, loom large. Analysts caution that tactical cooperation, while welcome, does not yet reflect a fundamental reordering of regional allegiances. In Delhi, Modi emphasized the importance of steady progress guided by respect for each other's interests and sensitivities. In Wuhan's reflective corridor of diplomacy, Wang Yi spoke of stability returned at the borders. Both leaders spoke of trust, not triumph, signaling modest gains rather than grand breakthroughs. Looking ahead, the SCO Summit will be more than a backdrop, it will be a test. Will the diplomatic overtures crystallize into institutional mechanisms and structured cooperation? Or will they fade as symbolic warmth, only temporarily easing the chill? The summit could well reveal whether this is a managed de-escalation or the early stages of a strategic re-engagement. Beyond the summit and bilateral progress, foundational initiatives are already advancing. The 24th round of Special Representatives meetings is laying groundwork with working groups on LAC management, border demarcation, and infrastructure collaboration. Ports and neighborly trade points are being considered anew. Pilgrimage routes to Tibet and river water treaties are resurging. These may be incremental moves, yet they possess gravitas in converting bilateral détente into sustainable engagement. The broader narrative unfolding now maps not onto a honeymoon, but onto a cautious alignment forged of mutual necessity. India, balancing its Asia-Pacific strategy, Quad commitments, and economic needs, navigates toward neither endorsement nor enmity. China, wary of economic contagion and diplomatic isolation, extends a hand without retreating from its strategic posture. Their dance is not that of partners in step, but of wary adults cautiously testing the rhythm. The upcoming weeks and months may determine the arc of this engagement. Should it solidify, it may help anchor a more stable Asia, one that navigates its own strategic gravity with nuance. Should it falter, it may revert to reversion, the distrust and fragmentation of the past decade renewed. For now, however, we are watching neither a reset nor a détente but a cautious thaw. This is not full spring, but the first visible melt of winter ice. Whether it becomes spring, or retreats once more into frost, depends on the follow-through, the summit outcomes, and the will to sustain the subtle but consequential track of engagement that Modi and Wang have glimpsed together.